hello, hello, beautiful souls having a human experience. So here I am taking a nice walk with my sweet dog that really wants to go out regularly, and I'm glad because she makes me go out with her. She encourages me, so I'm not always working. Anyway, such a pleasure to always be with you and helping you move towards the life that you would love to live. So today is about how do you feel? Do you feel that you are stuck at time, or do you feel like you are living the life that you exactly want to live? Because sometimes life is pretty good, and we feel like, yes, I want to have a change, and yes, I one day will do this and one day I'll do that, but in the meantime life goes by and we haven't taken any action to do anything. And so this is about, there are rules and ways to make sure that we are keeping ourselves in check and that we're taking the steps necessary to move forward to a life that will be pleasant once we also get older. It's easier to, I guess, I'm going to fall into a puddle of swampy area here. That would be easier when we're younger to think that we have so much time and therefore there's time to take action. But you know what? The sooner you take action, the better it is. Because nobody knows how long our life will be, right? And besides, why not having a life we love living since the very beginning? You don't have to wait until we're older, like I did, to finally understand, hey, I really want more life than I have. So there are three very proven and workable methods to start moving towards your life. And I will be very happy to give them to you very soon, probably once I get home, because it's hard to do this while I'm walking this crazy little dog. Right, Medea? She's outside. See you soon. Hello, hello, back home where it's warm and I'm dry. It was a pretty brutal day outside. And here I am wanting to give you the three tools that will jumpstart you at creating a life you love. They are very effective. So if you start practicing them, I know you will succeed. So these three tools are: number one, build the blueprint for your dream, right? You need to build a blueprint for pretty much anything you want to do. Even if you are building a birthday cake, you want to exactly, maybe jot it down, make a drawing, and write down all the ingredients, and what kind of shape, or you're going to decorate it, and all these things. So have a blueprint of your dream and make it as detailed as possible. You might say, well, I don't even know what my dream is. I know I want a change, but I don't even know what I want. I have been there. Yeah, I've been there when you're burned out and after some time you don't know even where to start. Everything is too overwhelming. But the thing is that start with something. I started with moving because that had been my dream for a long time. Even if at this particular time I was so overwhelmed that I didn't even know what I wanted anymore. I didn't even know if I wanted to move. Everything seemed so too much. And so I did bring the dream back without knowing if it was really going to be my dream. But it was. I can tell you that it was. And I'm so much happier now. So you start with your dream and you give yourself 3 years because that makes it much more possible in your mind. It doesn't have to take 3 years, but if you say I want to achieve this next week, you might not believe in it. And so 3 years is a good enough time to make it happen. So sorry, I'm bouncing a lot because I am on my, I with the once the pandemic started, I bought this chair that is called, they're called the active sitting, and I highly recommend that because I was in bad shape, sitting all the time, working remotely.
And this is actually a stool with a great spring, and it's just fantastic. So I often jump. Hope you don't mind. Anyway, tool number two is notice what you're noticing, what in psychology is called metacognition, the awareness of what you're thinking, practically. And so, during the day, stop. If you're not regularly noticing what you're thinking, or sometimes, we notice, but we don't do anything about it. Like we notice that we just said something, that wasn't very um, expansive, and we just keep saying it, believing it, right? So you want to notice what you're noticing because you want to stop saying things that are not expansive, they are not empowering, and you want to start building yourself out of that picture of who you have been in your mind, right? So notice what you're noticing, notice what you're thinking most of the time, and don't allow yourself to diminish your capacity or your self-esteem. We can work on that later. But anyway, so notice what you're noticing is the second tool that is very important to practice. And the third tool, which I think is essential, is befriending your fear. I know it seems like a contradiction, but that means really that you want to be able to recognize that you are feeling afraid or something, um, and appreciate that warning, because it's also in a way something that tells you that you're making a move, and then um, just not let it own you. It's very important because fear can own you and stop everything. This is something that I have experienced personally, and I didn't think about it until much later in life. But when I was very young, I had an accident, very bad accident, motorcycle accident. I was in the hospital for 2 months, and it took me about a year to, recover and being back to normal, and also for my face to, you know, not being so swollen, for my legs to for my cracked bones to repair, and I had all sorts of things going on, and and what I didn't know though is that this fear had spread and would spread, continue spreading, where I had become, afraid not just of riding motorcycle, but also of riding horses or playing volleyball, or taking risk like jumping off a trampoline or whatever. I had become afraid of everything. And later on, I became afraid of, losing um, animal I loved, or my son, or friends, or I was in constant agitation until finally I realized that my son bought a motorcycle. I became nearly crazy with fear. Then I got back on a motorcycle myself, and I that kind of cured me somehow. I stopped feeling that something horrible for sure was going to happen, because it doesn't have to happen if you're very, very careful. Although I don't advise it, because nowadays it's very difficult. The roads are difficult due to too many things that happen while a person is driving. So, in any case, I hope you will use these tools, because I know they will make your life better. And here I am for you anytime. Classes are fantastic and fun, and they'll move you forward fast to your dreams.